Hello.
Hey, welcome to the Commentary Zone Noontime Edition. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up if you like to talk about stupid reality TV. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, tell a friend. And on the docket today, we have The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 18, Sorries and Sleepovers. Jamal, what'd you think about that episode?
It was just I just literally watched it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, going off of what we see on the show is an interesting position because they started off like yelling and screaming, which is to me
Mm-hmm.
was funny. And then
Mm-hmm.
they ended up having fun, which is what normally we like to see. You
Mm-hmm.
argue, you have resolutions, but given like of certain circumstances, like okay,
Well, I don't think there was any resolution.
partial.
Um,
It was like minimal at best, but the crux of the issues actually lie within Meredith and Lisa, and like
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just weird that Meredith won't say what's like the real issue. Like your real issue is the fact that Lisa is friends with Jen. Your real issue is that you feel like Lisa was disloyal. The real issue is like your ride or die wasn't your ride or die. And on Lisa's end, she's not saying, "Hey, I'm grown. This is why I did it. It wasn't to hurt you. It was from
Mm-hmm.
I was being selfish. It was just looking out for my own peace. But I still got you." And
Mm-hmm.
Lisa refuses to acknowledge Meredith's feelings, which is I think that's the overwhelming like the overall umbrella is like Meredith hasn't not Meredith Lisa hasn't acknowledged why Meredith is upset.
But could Meredith be upset for another reason? Like what that bombshell that Whitney dropped?
Which bombshell? I'm confused.
The one where she said, okay, so all right, let's just pick up. We pick back up with the argument with at the dinner table with Jen and Meredith just disengaging and going, leaving the dinner table and coming back and leaving and coming back. And basically, Jen is attacking both Meredith and Jenny. Lisa gets tossed in there a little bit. I think the only one who kept their mouth shut during this whole dinner at the beginning of the episode was Heather. But basically, at one point when Meredith storms off and Whitney goes after her to bring her back, and Mary's there, in a confessional, Whitney says that Meredith is pissed because Meredith knows that Jen had an affair with a man that Meredith had a relationship while she was separated from Seth.
Okay, so let me so I
Because
heard
remember, Meredith had warned Jen and said, I know a lot of things, and you don't want me to go there. And then she got up and left, and that's when Whitney went after her. And that was the confessional moment.
okay, so just so that you guys know, when I heard that, I was pretty much had just woken up, and the way I took it was
Mm-hmm.
they had an affair with the same man, but I thought I was misunderstanding. Did I misunderstand?
They both took a ride on the same disco stick.
Okay, so I did not mishear that. Got it. And here's the thing, and that takes me back to a couple of weeks ago where there was speculation like that. Remember, it was a couple weeks ago where it was out there like maybe Jen and Meredith had like a little thing. I wonder, did they have a
Uh-huh.
little thing together with the same man?
This is ever evolving. Because before it was Jen knew that Meredith was seeing somebody in New York. Then
Yes,
it was Jen and Meredith doing the do in New York. And now
right.
it seems like Jen and Meredith man did something. uh, I don't know whether Meredith knew at the time or not. It's just weird. This poor man.
But my thing is this: this isn't. You guys are like they were good friends. Let's not play pretend. Let's
Mm-hmm.
not forget they were good friends. Like I just don't find it coincidental that y'all both slept with the same man. I just don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
I don't either. And wouldn't it be funny if it was Harry Dugan?
Oh, stop. He
That's
does
his
like the
name, right? From
Housewives.
New York City,
Yeah, he likes the
right?
Housewives.
He do. He do. You know, community peen. I, I would, or Tom, Luann's ex-husband. He liked a bunch of housewives too. Remember, he had Luann, Sonia, and
Ramona.
Ramona. Yeah. So it could be either one of the two of those idiots. Yes, and Whitney. Whitney was just annoying to me with this, Stephen. Why weren't you on the bus? Because she didn't fucking
Right.
want to be
Want to be on the
there.
bus? Right. She
Look
grown.
how you acting. I wouldn't want to be on that bus neither.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Hi guys. Welcome to the live chat. Keep on putting up your stuff. Let us know what you thought about what was happening in this episode. Yes, Black Lavender. There was a lot. It was so much that she said, and what was going on. It was a lot. I was confused a lot of the time. Basically, when they started screaming, I kind of tuned out.
Right.
Sorry. But Meredith says, Meredith defends herself with regards to the accusations about her being the person talking to the FBI about everything. And she's like, they've been investigating her for the longest time. They don't need anything from me. Like, Meredith is the only one who's thinking like we are. She just defends herself and she says, no, that's not it. It's not me. Stephen says Meredith is seemingly the only one who has any faith in the FBI. All the rest think that Alphabet Soup needs the help of a talky housewife. No, not when they have someone from production feeding them information.
But they've been, like she said, like she made a very good point. They've been investigating you for 9 years. Mm-hmm. They don't need Meredith Marks.
Mm-hmm. She's flattered, but they don't need her. Of course, Heather is quiet, the pot stirrer. Yep. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I prefer her pot stirring because it's done on camera. Lisa Barlow pot stirs, but it's always at 3:00 in the morning off camera where there's no evidence of the destruction she's causing. I'm just saying. Dinner from hell. Yes, it was. But notice, Jen didn't out much of Meredith. Clearly, Meredith knows Jen stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Meredith know a lot. I believe her when she says that she could say a lot of things, but she's not gonna. I believe that. She also cleared up the issue with the private investigator again. It's just ridiculous. We see Lisa trying her best to try and rationalize some sort of sense into Jen and winds up with her fake tears. Meredith is back and forth all the time. It's annoying. But it seems like Jen says like everybody is backtracking on everything that they said about her in Vale.
I don't think they're backtracking. I think what they're trying to do is clear everything up because I agree with Lisa that Meredith and Jen are mixing up what she's saying about the bus to what's happening at the dinner. They're putting them together versus treating them as separate incidents, which is not really uncommon for people to do in that situation because all the situations are similar. Mm-hmm. Because when Lisa was breaking it down, I'm like, okay, you're right. Meredith is putting the two together when they're separate. They stand alone.
Okay. So Yanni says, I can't stand Lisa, but let me tell you, she's evolved. Either a good friend to have, or she has so much skeletons in her closet she won't talk for nothing. Interesting. Okay, so what else do we have here? That girl says Jamal sounds muffled today. Wonder why.
Is that better?
You didn't sound muffled to me, but okay. Is that better, that girl? Let us know. Um, Heather now in interview says she knows it's not true, but she used it for storyline. Okay, so Yanni says that. Um, that's why you can't stand Lisa. Oh, poor Lisa. Trey says, I was conflicted about even watching last night's show. It was a real poop show. I was conflicted with watching it as well. And Jamal and I had a little conversation last night about whether we were going to review it or not. Here's the thing. We're just going to review what's going on the show. We'll save what's happening outside of the show for another time because it is valid. It's a valid situation that needs to be addressed. And I was hoping that Bravo or even Andy Cohen, I don't even know why I thought Andy Cohen would try to address the issue, but I thought Bravo at the very least would have addressed it. I don't know if something has come out and I've just missed it, but I would like to hear what Bravo has to say about this. And then we can talk about that. Does that sound good, Jamal?
Yeah, I don't like Facebook, but I'm gonna have to go into Facebook and do some investigations because I'm not buying this current timeline. I'm not buying this simply because you put them all on pretty much from what we understand for each hour. You put them all under gag order, and none were fired. When you fired people in the past for tweets only, like tweets from years ago, but these posts weren't from that long ago. But you're gonna keep Jenny and Jen. Jen's under federal investigation, and Jenny who with the inappropriate post. This makes no sense to me. And from what we've seen on Instagram, you are actively looking for new women for the show.
Well, I think for looking for new women for the show is a proactive tactic because Mary not in so much with Mary. I thought that they were looking for new women for the show based on Jen's situation and the possibility of her not being there for future years. Mary then added to that mess, and who's to say that some of these housewives just aren't working? Look how Meredith has felt like she's been ganged up on every episode. And that what if she's saying that to the powers that be and she's like wondering whether she should return or not? Is it worth the beat up session every time you're filming for the pennies that they're getting?
Right.
So I think that they were just being proactive about that. And it makes me just wonder, there's been so many problematic people, both full-time cast and friends of, on this particular franchise that I wonder if there is someone who finds all this stuff, but they just say, okay, whatever. When the shit hits the fan, it could go one of two ways. We could get a lot more viewers or we can, get get backlash, but either way it's publicity. I'm just wondering if that's their tactic for it, because I don't understand how Jenny got onto this show. She's not that entertaining.
Well, she got on via
Lisa.
Lisa, but here's the thing with Jenny. We can't say it's not fair to say she's not entertaining just because to me, when people I've seen people say this as well. Well, no, she was entertaining before this all came out. So don't switch it up now.
No, to me, she's
To,
not. Her kids are entertaining.
the kid's entertaining.
The kids are entertaining, and when your children are more entertaining than you, like, what has she brought? What has she brought? What's her
I mean,
storyline?
here's the thing, and this may not be. I hope it makes sense when I say this. To me, she's not main cast. She's more of a friend of the show. To be honest.
I can do friend of the show because she's not that entertaining.
You know what I mean? Does it make sense? Like she seems like more of a friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't give me like main cast vibes.
Oh, people are saying that they're done with Bravo, not just not just with Salt Lake City, but with Bravo. Well, a lot of their shows have issues.
Right. I'm like, yeah, you and none of you are gonna tell. Here's the thing with Facebook. None of you are gonna tell me you missed those posts. You can't tell
Mm-hmm.
me, especially Bravo. You're not gonna sit here and tell me that you did not know this. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
okay. You can tell me. Let me put it this way. You can tell me that, but I'm not going to believe you. I'm gonna put it in those
But
terms.
that's why I think that there is someone who does all these background checks. They do find these things and then they go, okay, let's pick this one and let's roll the dice and let's see what happens when people find out. That's my feeling on it. But anyway, let's get back to this episode. Um let's see. I'm done with that dinner. We see Meredith go upstairs and she calls Brooks to tell him what happened. Why are you calling your son to
I
tell
looked up the
him?
same thing.
I thought like it's at night. When you call your husband? Anywho, that was my only question with that. He was so annoying. Jen comes to the room and asks if she could talk to Meredith. And Meredith agrees. And, Meredith explains to her that she did not come on the bus because she didn't want everyone attacking her. Jen believes her. I think this was a better situation for Meredith to deal with. It allowed her to speak, get out her points, try to speak rationally to a person who is sometimes not that rational without others interfering.
Right.
Mary shows up. Meredith hugs Jen. This was so crazy. Jen starts sobbing. Meredith hugged her. Mary was this where Jen had to ask Mary to leave? Was it in this episode, in this segment? Mary was just so awkward. No, wait, in this segment, she came in, she sat down on the bed. Jen leaves. I guess everything is resolved sort of for her, but we all know that Meredith doesn't resolve things that easily. But Jen says that, is this the first day? And we only have 3 more days of this. And they all laugh. At least they begin
funny.
laughing. Yes.
That was so
yes.
funny. I'm sorry. I'm like, see.
This was the first day of this
Right.
monstrosity of a trip. I wonder if Andy asked to get a feeling for it or because he's upset. He's not upset because he's getting coin in his pocket from this foolishness. He doesn't care. And when has Andy ever cared about anybody or anything other than Andy? Let's see. The next day, we hear Meredith screeching in the kitchen. Heather, as usual, hiding. Whitney come in, ducking for cover. Meredith is basically going off and saying that she's leaving and that all of them need to come downstairs so she can tell them that they need to leave her father and her sister out of this. And it's all because Lisa Barlow went to her room at 3 o'clock in the morning to tell her something.
Right. 3 o'clock in the morning.
My
And
thing
Whitney made and Whitney said, right, there goes Lisa Barlow, getting ahead of the story and spinning the narrative. I'm like, yeah, you ain't lied.
but
Oh
Lisa's
no.
saying that Meredith is misunderstanding and she's conflating something with what she said with what Whitney said. And a few weeks ago, I might have bought that. But Meredith's an attorney. She's intelligent. I think she can understand the bullshit that you're rolling out at 3 a.m. in the morning.
But I will say this though, when they roll back that bean footage, as you like to say, I could see where Lisa was coming from. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I could see where she was coming from.
Yeah.
But the core
Mm-hmm.
truth is that on the bus it came across as you were questioning the validity of her father's memorial.
Mm-hmm. But that's coming after. And it's coming from Heather. See, here's the thing. I think Lisa has a great capability of remembering what is on film so that she can use it to piece together when she goes and does her dirty work off film in order to bring people into her mess. Usually it's Whitney. I think that with Heather saying in the preview for next week, maybe she's lying to both of us about the memorial. I think Heather is next because she's been dragging Whitney into a lot of her mess. And I think the other part of bad weather, Heather, is is going is going to be next.
Oh yeah, because she's involved now.
Mm-hmm.
Where she was just staying quiet and giving one-liners and
Mm-hmm.
confessionals. Now she's in the line of fire. Sorry, Heather, you did this to yourself. Just saying.
um, Jen comes into Whitney and Heather's room, and they are just ducking and hiding. Meredith just wants to go home. Let's see. Lisa goes to talk to Meredith, and Lisa seems like she's backtracking on what she said. Um, let's see. Mary brings up an omelet to Meredith while it was Lisa who asked her to leave.
Yes.
Yeah. So when Meredith brings the omelet, she's just standing there, and Lisa
Oh
asks if she
yeah.
could leave so that she could speak to Meredith. And it's kind of awkward because she doesn't leave right away. She just stands there as if waiting for Meredith to give her the cue to leave.
Right. Like this
Interesting.
ain't her room.
um, so when they're alone, Meredith says that she feels that Lisa has a growing hostility towards her since last summer, and Lisa says that she feels like she's Meredith's punching bag. I think both of them are right. I want to throw something out to you. Okay. Do you think that this show has changed Lisa and Meredith's relationship?
I mean, it kind of has to you go on TV together, but there's still the core issue is the fact that basically Meredith feels like Lisa was disloyal to her. That's pretty much all it really is.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's a big change between Lisa season 1 and Lisa season 2?
No, Lisa's always acting in her own best self interest. What are they talking about?
Hmm. I'm just going based on what Meredith says with her timeline since last summer. I'm just wondering out loud. That's all. Mary
It
now.
all because like I said last time, it all started when after Vegas they all agreed like no more Jen Shaw. She's not our type of people. She's a loose cannon. Blah blah blah. And as soon as they get back to Utah, Jen, let's meet up because I don't want you to feel ostracized. I don't want you to feel alone.
Mm-hmm.
No one deserves to be basically no one deserves to be friendless.
But was she doing that out of genuine friendship or
No,
because it was good storyline to move the plot along, like producer encouraged, or she was playing producer?
she was playing producer, and honestly, Lisa didn't want how can I put this?
Mm-hmm.
Lisa doesn't want to deal with any kind of conflict with that involves her directly. Anything is directly, she's not doing it. So she just wanted to get Jen squared away to where she didn't have to deal with Meredith talking about Jen. That's all it
Mm-hmm.
really was. But it backfired.
Mm.
It backfired.
Okay, so back downstairs, Jenny asks Heather what's going on. Um, and I guess Heather's filling her in, but Mary doesn't want to hear what Jenny has to say. Like they're
Mm.
starting off hitting heads, bumping heads.
Right.
And Heather calls Mary out on it. Um, Meredith comes back down to find out who said what. Um, and then basically they all go and sit down, and Heather is just like, come on. The husband sent me on this trip to make sure that everybody has a good time. We have an activity scheduled for today. Let's just set this all aside. Go get some fresh air. Go do the activity. Try to have a good time and get this trip back on the rails. Um, they agree, thank God. So then they assemble to go get on the buses, and it's a cute scene where Heather finds Lisa's fake nail and gives it back to her so she could stick it back on. Girl, do you notice that Jen lost all of her nails during this trip? Lisa's losing her nails. Like all of them look like hot messes with regards to their beauty and glam. It's. Mm. I wonder how they're putting on those nails and if they don't hurt when they come off. I haven't had nails in like years. And this how long ago? I used to do silk wraps. I don't even do what they do today. But if I jammed my nail, that hurt. And if it broke and came off, that really, really hurt. And these ladies just seem like, oh, I lost a nail and it's not an issue.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay, whatever. I guess the new style nails are much better. Um, they go on a hike at the Zion Resort. So they take the ATV type vehicles and they're driven up to the top of the mountain, and then they're going to rappel down. The highlight of this was when Heather said, I lied about my weight on all of the forms, right as she's about to go down the first one. And now she's worried about whether this will be a problem.
Right.
Heather is a mess. Mary says that she's at one with nature. She grew up in Utah. It seems like she's very familiar with the hiking thing. Okay. But she has an issue with Heather's nipples. She just don't want to see them.
Oh, that was too funny.
But Jen's headlights was on earlier. Jen's nipples was out and about, poking people's eyes out. Why focus on Heather? Interesting. Interesting. You notice? No, never mind. I'll keep that in my back pocket. Back at the villa. So they get back late that night. Well, the sun has gone down, rather. Whitney and Jen go around to all the ladies and tell them, don't put on your pajamas. Come dressed to impress. We having Club Zion later on tonight. Jenny had made dinner reservations, but they got back too late and the restaurant closed at 9:30. So the restaurant packed up everything and sent it to the villa. They all sit down to eat. Jen is last to arrive because, of course, she brought glam. And she says, thank you. Good Lord. Go ahead, Jen. Somebody's
I
got to be
mean,
the hot mess.
I just, I, this is one of the reasons I think the lawyers did not want her doing this show because I'm like, why are you acting like you got money and flaunting when you allegedly scamming folks? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no, you should have like drugstore makeup and like all that good stuff. And like you got the palette, you got like the Jeffree Star palette at Marshall's on sale or whatever. You need to play broke in these situations. And didn't Coach Shaw just said you guys need to downsize? So I don't see bringing glam on a trip out of town as downsizing. I see that that's just wasting more money that you really should be saving for your defense, which is what he's going for.
Well, here's the thing. How many times has she agreed with Coach Shaw and then gone and done the complete opposite?
I know. I have to think logically.
Do we expect anything better from her at this point?
I hope for better.
You keep hoping.
I mean, that's all she had going on. Excuse you? Did we not learn from
Mm-mm.
Erica? You see how Erica Jane did it? You see how she pretty much let go all of her glam team?
But she still
That's what
brought
she.
glam with her down to Del Mar. Remember?
Uh, Wait a minute. Was it? Did she? Because remember towards the
Yes.
end, she
Remember
wasn't
when
letting
they
her know.
were? Remember when she overheard Sutton and Garcelle on the balcony below? She was getting her
Okay,
glam
yes,
done.
she was. But then you saw after that, she kind of cut that out a little bit.
No, she just downsized to a cheaper glam team because they started using Rite Aid makeup on her. Getting that old Maybelline out.
Oh, you so she found cheaper. She found a cheaper
Or
glam
even
team.
worse, yeah, she did that mess to herself because her reunion glam was not glam, it was scram because it totally abandoned her.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. They're like, you can't afford to pay us no more. Yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah, because didn't one of her glam people get millions of dollars from her? Where he at now?
Pro-
He can't even give her freebie.
oh my goodness. You ain't lying.
I'm just saying. These people, you know what? When she was saying you find out who your friends are when the chips are down, she was talking about her glam people because they were like, "Bitch, if you ain't paying the top dollar and we ain't going on these trips and staying in the best
Right.
rooms with you, then we got other people to deal with."
You ain't lying. Neither
Mm-mm-mm.
was she.
Yeah. So I'm here for Jen bringing her glam. I mean, how much longer is she gonna have it? When she gets in jail, can you imagine the bootleg fillers that she's gonna get? She's gonna turn into cat lady. So let her have it now. So then, Meredith is actually happy, at this dinner. And I think, was it this point where she says, at least we can get along for one night? Great observation. Let's hope it lasts. At this dinner, we see that Lisa apologizes to everyone about that morning and the situation with Meredith and what she said at 3 a.m. that caused that situation with Meredith. Lisa then also invites Whitney and Heather to one of her, what is it, vodka?
Vita
Vita,
tequila.
some shit, whatever, like throat burning toxin she sells. She invites them to one, and Whitney's like, "Oh my God, this is the first one." She goes, "I didn't invite you before." She goes, "No, you weren't even speaking to us last year."
Okay, that was hilarious. I'm sorry.
And then Whitney has to put the little cherry on top to put in the dig at Mary, asking for like the dress sheet on how to dress for her event because she doesn't want to get it wrong. And I guess Mary picked up on that because I know I did.
Oh yeah.
Then we see, hold on, this is where Jen arrives and we see that Mary apologizes to Jenny. I had to replay this back because she said Jen at first. And I was like, wait, did something happen between Mary and Jen? Because even Jen turns around and says, huh? But then she said, no, I meant, and she said, Janisa or something like that. She said a different name, but it was pointing to Jenny. And she apologizes to Jenny for saying that she doesn't matter. And then we see a little montage of Jenny saying that she got anger problems and that she used to throw things at her husband to the point that she broke his ribs, and she had
Right.
to do a year of anger management. So what it taught her was that she's going to forgive and move on with Mary.
And not break her ribs.
I wish she would. No. What do you mean you threw so many things that you broke your husband's ribs? Like, why are you okay? I don't know. Who's working whose nerves, Trey? Let's see. So she's gonna move on with Mary. Okay. Um, Heather says it doesn't look like she's gonna get laid tonight. She's like, the only reason why I'm going to a nightclub is with the hopes of getting laid, and it just doesn't look like that's happening tonight based upon who's here.
Right.
And but they go downstairs. They have a pole down there. They make the most of it. They're drinking, they're dancing. We see Jenny up on a table. We see Meredith trying the stripper pole. We see Mary, take her jacket off and do a little shimmy. It looked like Soul Train. I loved it. And then to top it all off, we see Lisa go down and do a full split and say that she thinks she pulled something. That was a cute little episode.
Don't be doing stuff you ain't done in 10 to 15 years. Good point.
She went down pretty good, though, all the
No,
way
she did
down.
good. No, she did good. I'm just saying, like,
All
when
the way down.
when
And you
you're
know
not in
what?
practice like that, you gotta watch that.
We need more housewives who can do the splits, because for the longest time it was just Kyle. Then I think, what's she named? Kenya can do one. So now we have Lisa. I'm here for it. And y'all know I don't really like Lisa, but I'm here for it. Next, we see that the girls go and get their swimsuits on and they head out to the pool and they bring out trifle bowls as wine glasses. So we know that this is not going to end well.
Right.
We see Whitney going topless and showing off her titties to Meredith, who's very appreciative. The drinks is flowing. The next morning, the pool looks like World War II hit it. People have left their cell phones. We see some of Jen's hair wrap around a chair handle. This poor unicorn has been debauched and left on its own. The pool looks dirty as all hell.
Right.
Oh my God. Then we flash to Lisa's room. Lisa and Meredith are in one bed, and Whitney and Jen are in the next. Whitney want to know what the hell happened. She vaguely remembers going down to the pool. How did she wind up in this room and in bed with these people? And then we've got Jen's eyelash trying to escape, her makeup melting off. The sheets have to be disposed after this visit. I'm sorry, there's no way all the makeup is going to come out of it. Meredith seems to be in a good mood. She's waking everybody up, and Lisa's letting us know she normally does not like to share. She had to share as a child. She don't like to share as an adult. But if it keeps the girls from arguing, everybody could pile into her room. She's happy. Meredith's happy. Jen's happy. And Whitney's incoherent. They all come down for breakfast, and Lisa goes to get her breakfast, which is a bag of, it look like Twix candy bars, and they're all laughing about that. And I stopped taking notes, so I'm guessing that's about the end of the episode. Is that the end of the episode?
That's the end.
Yeah. So then next week on Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked Lisa if there are some things that she said on the show that she regrets that are coming up. And yes, she says yes. And we're assuming that it is her saying stuff about Meredith, that she's a whore and that she's screwed half of New York. Ouch.
Right? Lisa can't keep a secret for nothing. No, just kidding. Kind of.
Okay. Ablavi wants to know, why is this show not done? Jersey comes out soon. Guys, we decided we're not reviewing Jersey.
Yeah,
we don't care.
It's gonna be the Teresa and Louis show. I'm not here for it.
Yeah. I don't particularly like Louis. I told Jamal that I feel like he wants to be a housewife.
I mean, New Jersey can't move forward until Teresa's gone. So all it's going to be about Teresa and Louis and Teresa and Melissa fighting for yet another season.
Mm-hmm. It's the same plot line all the time. It's annoying. It starts out with a bang and then it goes out with a whimper.
Just like last year.
Yep.
And then we said it from episode 1. You're like, you know what? If this is the highlight of the season, which it probably is, we're toast, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, so it just seems like I'm just tired of Jersey. I am. Maybe I just need to take a season break from them. If something amazing happens, let us know. We'll go watch it.
I mean, there's no room for anything with Teresa there. There's just not.
But they allow that. The production allows that, because why do you have other people there and you just solely focus on the Teresa show? And last year was blatant. Every episode title was referring to Teresa. It was ridiculous. I just want the show to be balanced. That's all.
But that's the thing. And if it's not Teresa, it's Teresa and Melissa fighting, and their relationship, or Joe standing up for Teresa because that's his sister. I mean, how many seasons of now? We're good.
Okay, guys, so this was The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 2, Episode 18, Sorries and Sleepovers. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to just skip down to the bottom. Let's see what y'all are saying. Black Dolores is newly single, but hooked up with some little young boo. She's got a new boyfriend. He seems cute. Am I interested? No. I'm going to watch Jersey and hope that it's not all Louis. Good luck with that, Steven. Do you think Portia will come back to ATL? When is the new season? They're filming the new season now, Ablavi.
They're in Jamaica.
For one of their cast trips, because they did the first cast trip to New York, and now they're in Jamaica for the second one. So I'm not all that excited about Atlanta either, but I will watch the first episode because I do love Sanya Richards-Ross. I think that's her name, the Olympian lady. I like her. I used to watch her reality show back on Wii back in the day. I like her. So I will watch the first episode just to see what she's saying on it. But Margaret becomes the villain. I think Margaret's always been a villain.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No Jersey? Trey, sorry. For a lot of cursing on Sister Wives tomorrow. Oh, there's a lot of cursing on. Y'all notice how much cursing they do in this season? Is it just me? Have they always done this? I don't remember it. I don't remember.
I think they're just fed up at this point.
Okay.
To be honest, I think they just got fed up and said, look, we just letting it all fly.
Peach juice need a bag and African upgrade. Ugh. I think peach juice has turned a little rancid right now. I don't care. Are we doing Candy's new show?
No.
We can barely tolerate Candy on Atlanta. And we gonna like mix in the old lady gang on top of that. We've seen this already. She's had so many different opportunities with her family and the people at her company. Are they going to show all of the disasters with her restaurants and the tax liens and whatever else that she has?
Oh, and the failed inspections.
Yeah, are they going to show that?
And people paying $4 for ice.
That is not true. That they're not paying for ice. They're paying for a drink on the rocks, which means you get an extra more than one shot. Don't do that. I'll accuse her of a lot of things, but not that. They're not charging for ice. The ladies are fun. Sandra is great. Get yourself before you wreck yourself. Ooh, oh Lord. By the way, I saw a picture of Cody and Robin in a restaurant drinking champagne. I saw that picture too. But I didn't know what it was about. And I didn't know what time frame it was. I didn't know if they were filming or whatever. The grown wives are sick of Commander Cody, in my opinion.
I mean, who isn't though?
Yeah, we're all sick of Cody, and we're not even married to him. Sister Wives was so ghetto last night. It was like Love and Hip Hop ATL for what?
Damn.
What?
Going back to the glory years of Love and Hip Hop.
With the pregnancy test in the bathroom at the recording studio, and the abortion. My goodness.
I'm gonna have to go back and actually rewatch all the old seasons of Love and Hip Hop. Because those were TV gold.
Stevie.
Ratchet TV at its finest.
Yep.
And I did not miss near episode either. The first like what 6 or 7 seasons. Especially New York too. New York.
Yes. Oh, with Richie Dallas and
Olivia.
Peter Guns. The trio.
The Creep Squad.
No,
the Creep Squad.
Peter Guns, Tara, and
Amina.
Amina. That was epic. That like they pregnant at the same time, but Amina lost hers.
I want to say yes. And remember they were living in the same. He moved them into the same building, but on different floors.
Yes. And then the Creep Squad was the boys.
The boys, right?
Oh, and you know what?
And Rich Dallas,
I loved his mom. I loved his mom.
Mm-hmm. And he was messing with, but when he did Erica Mena, how he
good.
gave Erica a song, he gave her a song, took it back and gave it to Olivia. I was so cold.
Those were good days. Those were good days.
I mean, I might just go rewatch.
Oh. Trey says she'll watch anything with Aunt Bertha on it. She's TV gold. Oh my goodness, Aunt Bertha is good. But listen, but Candy inevitably spoils it because she says something. I don't know.
But remember, we met Cardi B when she was just trying to get her music out there. I just need somebody to believe in me.
Oh my God. And she was dating her boyfriend in jail, like her fiance or something like that. She was supposed to marry him.
No. She was messing with the DJ.
But she also had somebody in jail.
Yeah, but she wanted to be with the DJ.
Oh my God.
But DJ somebody. He wouldn't believe her music. You just want to sleep with me, blah 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 blah. I know he look like a fool now.
She was on for like 2 or 3 seasons, and they were the best seasons ever. She had the best one-liners, the shoe toss at the reunions. Oh, those were so good.
Kind of like how like Housewives used to be though. Yeah. Back in the day. And they were really good. And it became problematic.
Yeah. Oof. All right, guys. This was another episode. We're winding down to the end because they filmed Salt Lake City filmed their reunion in New York City. And so has Real Housewives of Miami. Both
Yes.
casts went to New York City to film. Interesting. Interesting that they're going to New York now.
That's the headquarters, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I would figure that they would still go out. Like, haven't they always gone out? Have they done the reunions in New York prior
I think they.
to COVID?
I thought they did them all in their cities, but then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I thought Beverly Hills shot in Beverly Hills. New York, obviously. Uh, and I thought Dallas did theirs in Dallas. I could
I
be
thought so
wrong.
too. But these last two were in New York. Very
Right.
interesting. So they had to go up, quarantine in New York, and then do the shoot. And then, of course, come on, watch what happens live.
Mm-mm-mm.
I thought it's because of COVID. Miami is too lax
Oh,
with the rules.
oh, that's a good point.
Oh.
That's a
Well,
very good
then what
point.
was the point with Salt Lake City? Because when did they film this? Last week?
Yeah.
I guess the variant peaked in New York or it was going down or something. I don't know.
Or Jen could have a pending court date, and she might need to be there anyway.
Stop.
I mean, she could like literally leave the reunion, hop on the 6 train, and go straight to the courthouse. I guess.
You're just so bad. And she's not Jenny from the block hopping on a 6. Ay, ay, ay. Stephen Crisco, maybe New York is where they get reprogrammed, LOL. Let's hope. Or an Andy thing. He didn't want to risk to go to Miami.
Could be. I can see that too.
Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. They don't pay me. Wish they did, though. Oh.
Exactly.
All right, guys. This has been another episode. We are ramping up to the reunion for both this Salt Lake City and Miami. Hopefully, they'll be good. We all know that the fashions were a disaster for Salt Lake City. I haven't seen the fashions for Miami. Have you seen anything?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Okay, hit me up as soon as you see something, because you'll probably see it before I do. He might be worried about his child. I'm not even going to touch that. Adam mentioned Adam's interview with Mary's mom yesterday. Yeah, I saw that. Did you watch the interview with her mom and
No,
stepdad?
I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to let it play itself out a little bit and then go watch it because I didn't want to go in with a preconceived thought. I'd rather wait a little bit because I think what happens with interviews, which like what happened with the Fallon interview, like everyone hyped it up so much that it just kind of felt like okay. So I said, let me just wait on this because I heard a little bit of hype about this interview. I'm like, let me just wait. Let me just not go in with like expecting so much. Now that it's died down a little bit, now I'm gonna go watch it because I can go in with no preconceived notions. That's all.
It's just strange that I heard nothing about this interview.
I heard a little bit about it. It wasn't the
I
hype.
think you told me. Like I heard
Yeah.
nothing. But I've been YouTube light lately. It was okay. She believed Mary was brain and abused by her husband and that she doesn't want to be there. Well, that's what we say. She's kooky like Mary, same body,
Yep.
face, voice, loony.
They look dead. They look like they could be twins.
I saw a picture of her with a high ponytail. She does look a lot like, well, Mary looks a lot like her. But I didn't hear her voice, so I've got to go and look that up. Look up Stockholm Syndrome before you watch. Oh, good Lord. Because Jenny's story broke at the same time and everyone is talking about that. Oh.
Fair point. That's a very fair point.
Okay. She makes no sense like Mary. It's a family sickness. Insane. Oh, Jesus. Is she at least funny like Mary? I mean, it's one thing not to make sense, but at least Mary has like comedy to fall back on. I don't know. Anywho, okay. All right. So, guys, thanks for tuning in today. The live chat was amazing. Can't wait to see the comments from the replay crew. You guys have been super, super engaging. Almost the interview was done. Wait, hold on. No, most of the interview was done by her very, very younger husband. I heard that he took over quite a bit of the interview. Mary's mom believes that Mary was manipulated. The New York trip was Mary running off with Cameron. Wait, what? What New York trip? Oh my goodness. All right. Jamal, you have to watch the interview and you tell me everything because now Stephen has me my interest piqued. All right. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. We really, really appreciate you all tuning in today. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're back up live on Twitter again. So follow us there to get alerts on whenever we go live. Jamal, any final thoughts?
No, we are good.
Yay. All right. So tomorrow we're doing Sister Wives. So bring all your notes and let's get to chatting about our episode, our naughty little episode that I have to watch tonight. So until next time, Jamal.
Of course.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.